Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. First, Mr. Bassin, I have no copyright to this music. This music is owned by Akon, dedicated to Ibrahim Traore, a lion rising in the Sahel. So, but first, let me just let you know, viewer discretion is advised. Majority of the information used here today, this information is circulating on the internet. It is your responsibility to authenticate um, this information, but we're using it for awareness purposes and information purposes. Okay? Thank you so much. Again, here we go. Oh, here we are.
With courage, with faith, you lead the fight. Ibrahim Traore for freedom and rights. Ibrahim Traore, Ibrahim Traore, son of the land, a soldier so brave. Ibrahim Traore, Ibrahim Traore, the people rise. We stand by your way. The road is tough, but you stand tall. Ibrahim Traore, you answer the call. A leader of people, a man of pride. Ibrahim Traore, with the truth as your guide. The winds of change are blowing strong. Ibrahim Traore, we've waited so long. With courage, with faith, you lead the fight. Ibrahim Traore.
That's a son of Africa rising in the Sahel by the name of Ibrahim Traore. Traore, we will say in English per se. Most of you have never seen me with my glasses, but I tried to wear it today because it's a serious thing happening. First and foremost, as I stated, viewer discretion is advised. It is your responsibility to go ahead and authenticate the information provided. This information is circulated all over on the internet. This is what we're talking about this. Based on the history, my understanding of history from the W.E.B. Du Bois to Malcolm X to Dr. Martin Luther King to Anthony is here. Okay, to Patrice Lumumba, to Nnamdi Azikiwe. I may not be pronouncing his name right. He's a Nigerian, a father of African Pan-Africanism. It started here with W.E.B. Du Bois and the rest of the African nation board, and Kwame Nkrumah, Jomo Kenyatta, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Patrice Lumumba, what's the young man in from Burkina Faso? Come on. Sankara, please don't let me ever forget the name of Sankara. It goes on. Any of you who have studied history, you will know that Leopold of Belgium owned a life over 10 million, approximately over 10 million Africans. In the Congo, he took it over. He put parents, their children, we call it settler rule. You know, the imperialists had different set of rule. They had indirect rule. What happened in Nigeria? They choose, let's go, there he is. Okay. Hey, Anthony, I'm going to start and I'm going to bring you on, but we can be live right now. If you want to make an announcement, you can quietly make an announcement in the back. As I continue to talk, then you can bring me back on, okay? Yes. All right. So I'm going to give you a few moments. You can make an announcement in the back and I will come back on. So go ahead, Anthony. Okay, as Anthony is doing his stuff, I'm going to continue this conversation. I started this conversation with a disclaimer. Okay, walk into civic or walk into history. I first told you it is your responsibility to authenticate this information I'm providing to you. This information is circulating everywhere on the internet, on the social media, in YouTube, in Fox News, and everywhere. Okay, they're even hearing on it at the U.S. Congress. Okay, now, and as history would state, during the freedom movement, during the we call it the independence movement of Africa, okay, the lives of Jomo Kenyatta, the lives of Kwame Nkrumah, the lives of W.E.B. Du Bois, who led is called father of Pan-Africanism. Okay, Patrice Lumumba, who believed in African sovereignty. Sankara, who believed in African sovereignty. But I start with the question, do we know who we are? Do we know? Do we know who we are? As people, as nation, do we know who we are? That's the question we should be asking ourselves. So I'm going to start this right here. And this message is meant to young Africans, young Liberians, especially Liberians. When you say you were struggling, when you said you needed change, you voted for somebody who you believe understood what it was like to be a father, understand leadership, and you give them the podium. But they came back to you to tell you, manage your expectation. And the rest of the people came back to say, oh, the government is new. Here is it. A young man, okay? A young man, a 34-year-old young man, all he brought to the presidency. You know where it was? What he brought? Vision. A heart for his people. And service for his people. That's what leadership is about, to serve. Y'all saw those of you who, like Brett said, they're Christians, so-called Christian. I mean every word. Because your pastor, they're on the board of director. So the back, whatever government in at a time, they don't talk to any, they don't speak about anything. But the back, whatever government can put them on salary for them and their children. Okay? Jesus said, the least among you, the greatest among you shall be the least among you. He also said, go ye and make disciples of all men. Okay? I'm talking today. Here we go. Do we know who we are? And they came back to tell us the government is new. Just hold your heart. But they are getting paid. Their lives are being changed. You know what Ibrahim Traoré put in order in Burkina Faso? No official is to live in luxury until the everyday person can afford to do so. He also put in place that all the big people, nobody changing the salary, including him. He's not buying a new car. All of them were going to stay. He said when the poor steal, we're not going to beat them to death. We're not going to put them in prison. We're going to put them to work. We're going to create and train them with low-skill jobs. They're going to work for the rest of their life for their country. But when they reach steal, we're going to lock them up, or depending on the stealing, because their action kills. We will execute them. In Liberia, we execute the poor. The government official that we give our resources to take care of us, and we worship and dance for them. One man can take $250,000 and will sing. He will pay people to come on radio, on social media, to insult everybody else while your brothers and sisters die. But I want to play this video for all of us. Let's listen. Anthony, I'm going to play this, then we'll come back. You and I were supposed to talk, and then something happened because I wanted to give you a feedback from the last show. But let me play this again. This is from YouTube. This is the latest show. It's not mine. Viewer discretion is advised. This is for content. It's not mine. I'm just hiding my voice. Okay. This is some of the news coming from out of the Sahel. Okay. Yes. Let's see about
for
it.
educational, informational, and commentary purposes only. The analysis is based on publicly available information and verified news reports. We encourage our viewers to research independently and engage in informed discussions. Videos coming out of Burkina Faso have left many in awe, showing that Captain Ibrahim Traore is a man of his word. Footage currently circulating online reveals the rapid progress of free housing projects he promised for his people. Many of these buildings are already nearing completion, just months after he ordered construction machinery from Ghana. A young Burkinabe citizen proudly showcased these impressive developments, expressing why the youth stand firmly behind Captain Traore. It's clear that when leadership is genuine and focused on the people's needs, transformation happens quickly. So the question is, if Captain Traore can achieve all this in such a short time, what excuse do other African leaders have for the endless poverty and suffering in their nations?
We will stop here. Anthony, you are the young person, a very young gentleman. So let's talk. You just saw that. Your government is telling you it's too early. Everything is destroyed. Traore started from zero. Right now, education is free in Burkina Faso. The government official children will go to school where they go in, just as they do here in America. You saw that. Anthony, you there? Uh-oh. Anthony? Anthony, can you hear me? Okay. He's not hearing me. When he hear me, he will come in. Okay. Y'all saw that? Liberian people, y'all saw that? My people, y'all
I'm getting you.
Okay. What's your thought? I'm gonna put myself on mute. What's your thought? You just saw the building, right?
Yeah. I saw. I've watched several other videos about this president, Mr. Traore. I mean, like I always say, we're not too young to lead. This is a guy who was in the military of Burkina Faso, whose income barely sustained him and his family. And when he became president, when he saw that his country wasn't going the right way, when he saw that the leadership in his country was satisfying themselves instead of fighting for the country's development, instead of putting the country first, he said, and he told his colleagues, we cannot sit and watch these guys overrun the country, take our resources and sell it to other foreigners that will benefit their country instead of ours. And that was how he took his decision. And I'm very sure if his colleague would not have supported him, he would not be come where he's now. Okay. So he received all necessary support from his colleague. And looking at the projects, looking at the infrastructure that he's undertaking in just few time after the coup is so encouraging.
Thank you, Anthony. Who you talk?
Very encouraging.
Who you talk? So folks, if you may know, Anthony is very young. He's a journalist in training, okay, and processing how the world works. And you know, I'm an old lady. So Ibrahim Traore, you know what we tell y'all, when I tell y'all, and I've been telling y'all for 9-10 years since you met me on social media, that development, okay, start from the bottom. Leadership starts from the top, and it is the leadership vision that changes a nation. And I always told you, okay, in Singapore, it took one man. In Saudi Arabia, it took one man. In South Korea, it took one man. Okay, it took one man, starting with Gerald Rawlings in Ghana, right next to you. And you see, when a leader is genuine, and when a leader stands for the people will put everything on the line for it. And you see, and this is not just for Burkina Bees, though. It's not just for the people of Burkina Faso, though. Because this boy impact in so little time. Awaken generations of people, Black people from all around the world. Nigerian youth, Liberian youth, Jamaican youth, Islander youth, Haitian president and youth, people all around the world, Black American. You see, Beyonce produced a song for him. Akon and Akon, okay, out of what do you call it, Senegal, but grew up here in America. Okay, Akon was a friend to my cousin, say in Liberia. Used to go to my auntie house to hang out in Norcross, where he's a star. So, do we know who we are? The question is for Liberian people. When those who are keeping your children hungry tell you it's too early, what this boy brought to the table and what anybody needs, it has nothing to do with his age. We are seeing some young people that were not good for our nation. Okay, we are seeing some old people that are not good for our continent. We are seeing some middle-aged people that are not good for our continent. We are seeing some very, very old people that are not good for our continent. But what he has, okay, what he has is service to mankind. He's a man who is used to service. He's a soldier. He also has a vision, because they say a lack of vision, lack of knowledge, our people perish. For you to do anything, you first have to conceive and have a visual or a vision. He came with something on the table. You're not getting up in the morning, knocking for and say, let's go. You all saw that building, folks? You all saw that? Let me play a little bit. Let me just play that a little bit. You all please give me a chance. Let me play that a little bit. When I see Liberian people coming on Facebook to talk about that junk, okay? That chicken coop that y'all built in Liberia, I get pissed off. But then that's all we know. Okay? Let me play this. Let me play this video with this woman. Wow. Wow. Look at here. Look at here.
Le pays des hommes intègres, le développement se continue. S'il vous plaît, il y a mon deuxième compte en bas.
Again, I have no copyright to this video.
Abonnez-vous. Abonnez-vous. Faso Alice. Sinon, mon compte, ça, les gens signalés. Ouais.
C'est le Burkina Faso. C'est pas Dubaï. C'est pas Paris. C'est pas New York.
And the little French I know he's saying, this is not Dubai, this is not Paris. This is Burkina Faso. My Lord French I can remember. Can you imagine?
Burkina Faso en construction. Regardez. Why? Vous même regardez.
C'est pas Dubai, c'est pas Paris. He's telling us, this is not Paris. This is not Dubai. This is Burkina Faso. Liberian, y'all come closer. Y'all come closer. Sidisha, y'all come closer. UPN, y'all come closer. ALP, y'all come closer. Okay? All of you, come closer. Come closer. These people have conditioned us to tell us that we are poor. Okay? That the nation is poor. That's what they have told us. And we have come to believe we live in poverty. You know, I taught people on, sorry that most of my followers, that's okay. People, those of you who here, please share, because my page was hacked and I lost all my following. So we're starting all over. Please share, because your friends may not be my friend. I told you people here on this Facebook, they tell you lower your expectation. The colonial had said to us, we are poor, but we believe that. I said many times, especially in Liberia, the skyscrapers that are built in Dubai, the skyscraper that are built in America, the skyscraper that are built in Paris, that are built in Belgium, it comes from our mountains. The iron comes from our mountains. It does. The iron comes from our mountains. For them to power the nuclear power, to be what they call the superpower, the diamond that they put in to keep it, their warhead, comes from our mountains. To power their cell phone, it comes from our mountains. On the back of our children, they gave few of our leaders low cash while they play God, and the people even got respect for them. Okay, I'm going to play this video. I made this video this afternoon. If you're anywhere, please be prepared, okay, to stand up and stand with Traoré, okay, and open the people are saying they should take him down. Take him down for what? First, he said he was using his own gold for his own country, in his own soil, on his own continent. Why? Why? So my show today is actually two-faced, to speak to us as Africans, to alert or awaken Liberians who, when their leaders come, some of them who got 40 plus years of experience. Listen, leadership has nothing to do with age. Vision, service, and patriotism. How a child, I'm calling a child because my daughter is older than him, a 34-year-old young man, make that kind of change overnight. Y'all said we poor. The man said we'll keep our gold. It's just like I spoke here before. I said go to Israel. Israel have no diamond under the ground, but they're the largest diamond. They have the largest diamond industry in the world. They call diamond. They process diamond. Got a larger diamond processing place. You got ArcelorMittal in Liberia. Okay, has your vice president who makes deal with him. They use his trucks while they pollute the water, while you're walking, dust killing you, while your children put their seat on motorbike all day long, from sunrise to sunset. Okay, while you're dancing behind them. They walk around with their Louis Vuitton pants and buttons, $700 shoes, $2,000 shoes, $10,000 pocket body, and their girlfriend them. Then you make excuses for them while you dance for them. Some of them come blatantly and tell you you are not worth it. You can't do it. Your daughters are not worth it, and you accept it. Young man, listen, I'm not even looking at his age. Okay, because the first thing you will kind just say that small ball. No. It takes love for one country, self-awareness, service to other human beings, and a vision. You first have to have a clear vision as to what. That's why in other countries, when people are running to be president, they're running to be senator, they're running to be leaders, even for the municipals, they have an agenda and say, this is what I want to accomplish. You just dance. You just dance. The man, that was French, okay? My little French that I learned working at the airport, he said, this is not Paris. This is not Dubai. This is Burkina Faso. 18 months. 18 months came in your country with somebody with 40-year experience. He told you, lower your expectation. Now, when you send it to them saying, but they're making millions. They are telling you and your children, lower your expectation. I travel the length and breadth of Nima County. When you go outside of Ganta, out even the Ganta area, you go outside. Half of some of the children, especially the girls, they can't speak English. You ask them their age, they don't know it. How do we tap into that? That's our human capital. That's our human resources. Okay? That is our human resources. We have listened so long for the imperialists to tell us we are incapable. You know, it was just yesterday when a man called Ronald Reagan on the phone. Was it Ronald Reagan? No, it was not Reagan, because this is during the UN. That's 1940 something. Oh, John. Okay. And called because Liberia and other African nations have voted, okay, for Israel. You know what that man said? That man said, he said, I saw them in shoes and in clothes. They should have been hung upside down with their tails, because they believe we black people got tails. You know what they were calling us the other name? Viewer discretion is advised. They take your diamond, they take your gold, they take your uranium, okay? They take your Samsonite, they take your emerald, your vibranium, they take it. They take your aluminum, okay? They take everything and look down on you. After they would have manufactured it, you turn around, you buy it from them and take your idea. Let's see this. Let's see it one more time. John is coming. This young man is excited. This is vision. When a leader wants to take his people from a doldrum that they're in, because, and I always say this, the leaders, you know, there's a movie called, it's called The Giver. Usually, except for a few people, the community, people do not know all the other things that exist. It would take the leader vision to take his people to where they ought to be. And Sekou Asmana, don't say African American. That's generalization. Don't do that. You got one general that they're using, okay? Just like an Uncle Tom, like they did here, where they use black people to kill one another. To unalive one another. Where they use black people to do their dirty work, that's what they're doing. So they're not all African American. Those who are speaking up are also African American. If you look all over social media, they're African American. When you look up, Akon grew up in America. Akon grew up right here in Norcross with us. Okay? Akon grew up right here where my cousin said used to go to my auntie Rebecca's house. I'm saying it last so people say they can hear. Yes, right here in Norcross, in Western Hill. Okay? Right here in Western Hill, we say Gapier. Okay? That's where he grew up. So he's out here talking. That we cannot talk about one person to equate for that. Almost everyone, many African American I know, they're stationed all over the place. Okay, so oh, you didn't say African American, you say Americans. Yes, because they tell you why. But let me play this. Why they say it is. Let me finish playing this. John just called me. I'm about to do this. Let's play this. Let's get this woman on here. Let's look at this boy. But for me now, what I want to see this young man. what he says.
Pensez que non, c'est de la blague. Vous-même regardez. Le Burkina Faso en construction. Ah, regardez. Why. Vous-même regardez. Ici, là, c'est merveilleux. C'est le Burkina Faso que vous voyez comme ça. Nous sommes au Burkina Faso. C'est pas Paris, c'est pas New York, c'est même pas Dubaï. Ici, là, c'est Ouagadougou. Vous voyez la reconstruction
This
du
is
Burkina Faso.
Ouagadougou.
Ouais,
This
famille.
is not Paris.
C'est très haut. Ibe, c'est l'homme, hein. Ibe, c'est quelqu'un. Vous me regardez. Pardon, il faut venir de l'autre côté un peu. Tourne un peu. Voilà, il faut montrer. Ici, c'est le Burkina. C'est pas Paris, c'est pas Dubaï. Voilà, il faut montrer bien. Voilà. Ici, nous sommes au Burkina.
Yeah.
Chez nous, au Burkina Faso. Voilà, moi, je suis sur le lieu
This is
maintenant.
Burkina
Voilà,
Faso.
on est ensemble.
All right. This is Burkina Faso. Sorry, and Sekou, I didn't understand. Please share. Guys, please share the video. Please share the video. I'm going to stop here. All right. I'm going to get John on. Now, I put a post out today, and it tells us this is from the U.S. Congress, what do you call it? Hearing. Okay, this is a hearing here from the U.S. Congress, and I will go ahead and play it. I made that particular video today. Okay, and I see your black people entertaining Macron, who think you're a monkey. I'm sorry, that you are not a human being. Okay, they're calling him because they will give they and their children a few dollars, maybe give them access to their country, and then the rest of the continent to heck with all of us. Okay, and our children, their children. But I'm gonna play this. I actually did this today. This is a hearing. Okay, they're hearing there are two parts. I particularly just cut them, put it together. So let's do this. Let's pull this up. I'm waiting for John. Here we are. I want you to listen. The reason for targeting this young man, at least listen, and how much money they've paid. Okay, they've paid to go to
Scale,
destabilize
General
the
Langley?
continent.
It's safe to say that there's no
I have
correlation
no copyright
or
to this
causation
video.
of U.S. training to a coup happening.
Well,
Hearing at the U.S.
It
Congress.
certainly isn't. There's no causation or correlation to the training we do, creating more stability. I'm trying to ascertain whether or not all this money we spend in Africa makes the place less stable or more stable.
500
And just
million.
for a country lawyer like me, if we're funding the coup leaders, that probably strikes me as making it less stable. Now, are you aware of the Iranian efforts to now mine in Niger, General Langley?
Congressman, we could talk about it in a classified section on that.
Well, I mean, Fox News is reporting it. They're saying
Now
that
you wanna
Iran
go to
is
classified
working on economic arrangements to get uranium from Niger. So,
Well, in classified section, we'd talk real intel.
yeah, I guess. I mean, we've spent more than 500 million in the country. What can you say we've got for that 500 million as we sit here today? If it's like being turned into an Iranian mine, the Russians are the preferred security partner, and we're training the coup leaders.
There was a buy down on an insurance policy for protecting the homeland.
I don't think we're doing that, though. I don't think there's evidence to suggest that.
That's your opinion.
You went to Niger.
I respect your opinion.
Okay, but
I
General
have-
Langley, you went to Niger and you went to have a meeting with the people we trained who overthrew the democratically elected government. And Fox News is reporting that you didn't even get a meeting with the principal decision maker. Is that right?
I had a meeting with my counterpart.
Well, Langley,
Talk about why we care about what's happening in Africa right now. I mean, what you tell the American taxpayer? Why are we there? Why are we spending the money we're spending there?
Thanks for the question, Senator. For access and influence, I say that a number of countries are at the tipping point of actually being captured by the Russian Federation, as they are spreading some of their false narratives across Libya. And from a strategic answer piece, access influence across the whole Maghreb, that is NATO's southern flank. We need to be able to maintain access and influence across the Maghreb, from Morocco all the way to Libya. The PRC and Russia are also remaining exploitative where possible and coercive when necessary. They want that ground. They want power projection capabilities. So for the most part, the rest of the continent is also for mining concessions, whether it be gold or rare earth minerals. Both of them have a long-range plan. But I think at the accelerated pace,
Democracy, they are throwing us out by the scruffs of our neck. And so
now y'all know the aim, right? What all of this is about. We already know, okay? So I will tell you something though. In this country, before the children get to high school, they already know your continent. They already know what natural resources you have. Why you, the African leaders, are keeping your children illiterate, that they don't know the rest of the world, what they have. You don't know in their own country what they have, and you think you are keeping them isolated. What you are doing is you're disenfranchising and sabotaging your nation, your continent, the future of your nation, okay? Yeah, you and the few of you and your children may be well. Yes, another black man, okay? May be well, may do well. But you know what? You know what they see? They don't see their equal. Do you hear what he said? What are they protecting? They say the continent is poor. If the continent is poor, why are you talking about gold? Why are you talking about mining? Why are you talking about influence? Why? Anthony, I'm going to pass it on to you. So what you thought from watching the video, not just your particular thought process, what comes to mind as a young person in Liberia, Anthony?
So thank you again. I watched the video, and I think if Liberia will have to move forward, like you said, we need to have a leader that has vision. Too much experience sometimes cause problem, and when someone is too experienced, they add sometimes like the know-all, and as such they can do everything possible to make sure they satisfy their desire. But the fact is, Captain Tuari has been in conversation with his team. I'm very sure all decisions that he takes, some of it are not by himself. It is coordination. It is in the interest of the people. If you look at how far Burkina Faso have gone now, you grade Abraham on the scale 1 to 10, it'll be something around 7, because looking at how young he is, his age, the first thing is he can be people in his age range nowadays can be tempted by anything in his life. By fashion, I mean, the latest phone coming, I mean, the latest cars. Imagine being at his age, being a president. Someone at his age that is available, has the opportunity to become president now. We want to drive the best car. We want to enjoy the best AC. We want to live the best life. But he did not go to the presidency for fallacy. He did not take on that position forcibly because he wanted to please himself. No. If he wanted to please himself, then by now I don't think Burkina Faso will have 2 tomato processing plants. I don't think so. If he wanted to certify himself, if he was in competition with other people, I don't think Burkina Faso will have skyscraper by now. Will have paved roads. But he has shifted the political arena in Burkina Faso. He's not in competition with anyone.
Let me come in. Not only the political environment or mindset in Burkina Faso, but all around Africa. If you are listening to social media, if you are listening to international news, the Al Jazeera, like the BBC News, every news station that you open, this young man is there. My guest is here. We're going to switch a little bit. Anthony, thank you. Hold on one second. Let me get John on. Hey, John. Hey, John.
Hey, Cindy, how you doing?
Good. Long time. It's good to see your face again. The journey is long.
I've been taking a sabbatical.
But let me acknowledge a few people on this line, then I'm going to bring you in and we're going to talk really quickly. Where am I? What is this? Why is that? Where is this? Okay. So I'm going to start with Haja. Haja, thank you so much for being here. Please share. Brother Alio, thank you for always consistently being here and supporting. Let me, what else I have? Atina thinks something is funny. Welcome, Atina, regardless. You know, we're in the community of nation. We are God's children. Brother Sekou, thank you. You've been on this journey with me for a very long time. Okay. Emmanuel Jackson, Emmanuel, thank you so much for being here. Lasso, another patriot or a strong advocate for development in Liberia. I see my brothers on the phone side. I can see on here. And my daughter, Caroline, Dr. Wallace's own wife, my brother, Mansfield Gompu. I see a lot more other people on here. Thank you and welcome. John, I started this conversation. I know we had a talk in the back. Sis Yata, welcome. I started saying, do we know? And that do we know has a long question there. Do we know who we are? Not just as Liberian, okay, but as African, as Liberians, as human beings. Do we know that we are endowed with all of the natural resources in the world? Do we know that we have the power as we vote? We have the power to shift our lives. And we're saying, and then I went on to talk a little bit about Burkina Faso. This young man, 34 years old, in 18 months, has shifted the whole continent, have the whole world talking about him. His people, you know, Nigerians are saying, young Liberians are saying, instead of crossing into the Mediterranean to go die, okay, looking for hope. Hope is next door. Hope just show up, okay? Beyonce had made a song for him. I think Lil Kim had made a song for him. Eka had made a song for him. And if before you come here, I just wanted to highlight a few things. And then you can come in and then we'll come straight up to Liberia. Liberia, we woke up to U.S. general in Liberia standing on the podium with Liberian general. These people were shutting everything down from us as we speak. What do you call it? They say French war boat is in Ivory Coast. How true that is, we don't know. It's a speculation. But here we go. Here is this young man. I don't know if you you speak French. I understand a little bit. So now you can interpret where you know. Okay, there we go. There you go. I have no copyright to this video. So, folks, listen up. John lived in France. So John will be really good.
Abonnez-vous. Faso Addis. Sinon, mon compte, ça les anciens. Allez.
C'est pas Dubaï. C'est pas Paris. C'est pas New York. Burkina Faso. Nous sommes au Burkina actuellement. Quand on vous parle de la reconstruction du Burkina Faso, là, vous pensez que non, c'est de la blague. Vous-même regardez. Le Burkina Faso en construction. Regardez. Vous-même regardez. Ici, là, c'est merveilleux. C'est le Burkina Faso que vous voyez comme ça. Nous sommes au Burkina Faso. C'est pas Paris. C'est pas New York. C'est même pas Dubaï. Ici, là, c'est Ouagadougou. Vous voyez la reconstruction du Burkina Faso. Ouais, famille. C'est très haut. Ibe, c'est l'homme, hein. Ibe, c'est quelqu'un. Vous me regardez. Pardon, il faut venir de l'autre côté un peu. Tout un peu. Voilà, il faut montrer.
John, my thing is, you know how we have when you come on Facebook, somebody say, oh, the person was building this over. You see that those structure where that man put up? He also passed a law. He said the petty thief, when we grab you from stealing in a market, when we grab you trying to break into somebody's house, we will carry you into the field. We will train you. We'll give you a job to work in the field to produce. That way you will work. We'll train you. But you in government, who in the position of power when you steal, depending on where you steal, because your corruption is equivalent to life taking. We will either jail you for a lifetime or we execute you. He had not changed his salary. He had not changed his car, okay? And the rest of the people. So this is 18 months. 18 months, this man has created over 100,000 jobs. Right now, he gives the people that are helping to build the railroad came and train his people. So people are working with other engineers. The railroad, he said 18 months is not going over. 18 months. Schools are free now. They're doing school from elementary to college free. Any person in college, you get a stipend every month. But this country has been considered poor. Poor, John. And the reason I'm bringing this, look at our country. Look at what is happening. Look at Sunday people are saying, oh, what is it? We passed the budget. If the Supreme Court says this, then they need to refund the money. So, and I thought plenty, John, bring all of that to bear where we are as a nation.
Well, thank you, Yacindy, and it's good to be here after a long time. To the viewers and listeners, we say thank you for listening. I will start from the guy you had on the tape in Burkina Faso. The guy was saying, this is not Dubai, this is not America, this is not France, this is Ouagadougou, this is Burkina Faso. We are in the reconstruction of Burkina Faso. That's what he was saying, showing the different pictures. But listen, all of that, if we accumulate all of what you just said, it leads to one thing: patriotism.
Service to all.
Patriotism. That's all it is. When you love your people,
Yep.
you love your country, you know who you are.
Yep.
You want the best for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's the problem it seems we are having. Too many people don't know who they are.
Nope.
Too many people want to be somebody else. And as a result, we keep on, you see, you can't beat nobody at being them. You can only be the best of who you are. And so as long as we keep on trying to be somebody else, we will keep on lagging behind. Now, because we're fighting so hard to be somebody else and we don't have the tools to be that person else, we start to steal, we start to break down our country, we start to do all sorts of things that we think is promoting us as a person, but what it's doing in effect is damaging the whole country. And that's my frustration with Liberia. The problem is it's so embedded. Uh, the, the coup, then the war, and then the corrupt leaders afterwards. It's not making anything better. I always said that if you want to change Liberia now, if a patriot want to change Liberia, forget about all these people that there. Start with the children in kindergarten.
Yep.
Make a 20-year plan. Give them the instructional materials. Bring in the best teachers and teach them 20 years. They will change that country because they will, in 20 years' time, 85% of them will be college educated. and ready. And even while they get into that level, they will be changing family one at a time. And in 20 years' time, we will have a new society. Even the old rotten ones who don't know how to do right will start doing right. And that's, I think, is our problem. But to do that, you got to have patriotic leaders. The problem with that is that the people who are supposed to elect the leaders
It starts from the top.
don't know what they're looking for. They think changing one person and putting another is what people are asking for. No, that's not what we're asking for. We're asking for changing what you have and putting somebody far better, not just another face, but another competency, another capability, another vision, if these ones even have one. And as long as we haven't reached that point where we can discern for ourselves the difference between good and bad, better and best, we're not going nowhere. And it's a shame for a 180, what, 88 now, 78-year-old country.
Almost 180 years country.
Yeah.
Yes.
And actually 200 and something.
Yep.
And nothing. And nothing to show for it. All we do, get a lot of big mouth people, a whole lot of people with emotional competence. One thing I hate to hear people say, "Oh, they came from America. They brought all lot of people from America." Did you ask those people who they brought what they were doing in America?
Yeah. Did you ask
You
them
think
what
just
job
because
they had?
somebody come from America make them qualify?
Yes.
Did you ask them what their competency
What
is?
their competence
And
level
if
is,
they even
what did they
work,
bring to the table? Yes, John. Tell them
if
again.
they even work in the area that they say they
The
got
work,
competency
yeah.
in,
And John, let me come in. The thing is though, into their global economy, into their technological village, it takes a consent and a phone call to that place where they say the work, and you will have all the information about them. It's a phone call away. They don't want to do that because they know where they're into. But John, I really want you to redirect. I want you to talk about the Supreme Court judgment and the reaction and the action and rearrangement and people voices that is going on. We have maybe we'll stay on for another 10-15 minutes because we're a little late, and then because Anthony have to go to bed, he's still in school. So let's talk about that. What your take on that, folks? John has a diplomatic science background. He traveled the world, okay, and the rest I will tell you, and he's a patriot. So I just want you to know that. But John, I'd love to say the people you're saying came from America. What were they doing here? What were they doing here? Did you ask what their job besides what they told you they were doing? Did you verify it? You can verify it. You didn't want to. But John, go ahead. I want
But
you to look at
that's the major problem. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead. I can hear you.
That's the major problem. They just take everybody and put them in the same basket. Even so as a result, when they even see the people who are competent, they overlook them. You know, look at how the people vote. For example, the most recent election, you got a man who been representative for 13 years. He got nothing to show. And these people, because of tribal issues or party issues, vote for the same person for a more elevated position to do what? And then the same people will come and start crying that they got nothing. You deserve to have nothing. You deserve to have nothing. Because you had an opportunity, you had different people that you could have chosen from. You choose the worst. You know, they say you can't want eat apple and you start planting pepper. You will eat pepper. And that's what we keep on doing. And as long as we keep on doing that, we will stay in the same place we are, even get worse. Our country is not moving forward, not because they are not competent people. During the election, when I went in Liberia to campaign, people say, we don't know this person, we don't know that person. I said, listen, the most competent Liberians don't live
John,
in Liberia.
John, it's a lie. They lie to themselves. They do. Because every time I post, they come under my post and call the person in. But they don't know
But
him.
that's what I'm saying now.
They lie
I told
to
them, I
themselves.
said the most competent people don't live in Liberia. So if that because you don't know them as being your friend, you will not vote for them, you better start asking another question. How competent are they? Because when you go to the hospital and you're sick, you're looking for the doctor who knows the thing to cure you. You're not looking for the doctor who is your friend. If your friend was a doctor, you won't have to go to the hospital and be begging people for money to get treatment.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know? So I told them the most professional Liberians, they live outside the country because you got nothing for them to do in the country. What we're trying to do here is bring somebody who is competent.
John, I beg you,
Yeah.
comment. Say that, repeat that again. The most professional, qualified Liberians who can actually compete, okay? We don't live in Liberia. You don't have jobs for us, okay? I'm not
You don't
talking
have no
about
job for them. They got to take care of their families.
Yes. Yes.
You
We have
know?
to take
So
care
they
of
will be outside until you give them the opportunity to come and make Liberia livable.
Yep.
Because what we have, whether we want to hear it or not, we're living in the slums. We're living in mess. And until we realize that, and it should anger us enough to want it to be different, then we will start looking for people who got better vision, better experiences, higher capabilities. And not to say because somebody can say, oh, the person say, all right, I was in America. But I was in America working to the nursing home. Then you come and make me director of JFK.
Yeah.
What kind of production you expect from me?
You expect they're not administrator. They have no idea how to manage anything.
What kind of production you expect from me? And over and over and over and over, we do the same thing. That's why I said, Yesini, I retired from Liberia issues because these people don't intend to move anyway. I mean, you can't be making the same mistake. I mean, identical mistake over and over and over again. That means you don't want to change. That means you're not thinking. You know, look at the children in Liberia. How many of them can boast of the quality of education they get? And if the young ones are the future, then Liberia future is Zogo.
You know, John, that is so true. That's the same that goes. If you want to see the future of a nation, look at the current generation. That's that.
You know, it's just so sad. You got these children, they happen to call them Zogo.
Oh,
the government don't understand it is their responsibility to make those people not to be Zogos. They say right now they got almost 400,000 of them in every county. And in the next 5 or 10 years, every home will have a couple of them. Because now they say every home, every family got at least one.
Yep.
And that don't anger the people enough. As soon as they say election, all they care about who from their tribe, who they been hearing their name. Nobody sits down. Look, for me, I like to be blunt. You know what? Why? Because when you put it in somebody's face, if it made them invest, let them go think about it and change. Democracy is a white man thing. It's a white man idea. It's not a completed theory. It is left for you to formulate what works for you. It was not made with black people in mind, neither was it made with illiterate people in mind. Our social structure don't even allow that stuff. We got to make something that works for us. We got to do something that works for us. I live in France, in Europe. I've traveled all over the world. Everybody got their own form of democracy. The only people who following other people is us. It's us. And that's what we're failing at it. The French people got their... How many people know that France is a socialist country? How many people know that Spain, Italy, even England, how many people know they're socialists? They don't know. And even the America that we say we're in, they tell them they're capitalists, but they're capital socialists. Because when you're capitalist, you can't even have free bus to carry children to school.
Exactly.
You know, you can't have free education. That's not a capitalist ideal. So let's stop fooling ourselves and think about what we say we're doing. Is it working for us? Now, Yasini, enough of that, because it seems like you will have to take a whole year since you're teaching.
I'm gonna take the whole year to go to Liberia. You know what, John? John, I will not mind taking time of volunteer my time, okay, to go teach.
But what you want we do?
To go teach middle grade sciences and what do you call it, social sciences. Okay, I will not mind even language art. I will not mind at all. Okay, and not to brag, folks. I am a cross-trained professional. Okay, I have a background in telecommunication and electronics. I work in that field for over a decade. I work in business and management and processing and how you call it for over another almost a decade. Okay, and I've been teaching for almost a decade. So I'm a cross-trained professional, and that's why we're asking you when you say
the people ain't know you, Yasini. Look, listen.
Brother Lenora, how are you?
Look, the issue here, Yasini, is not that not people who willing to go do it.
Right.
But the foundation is not there for them to stand on.
Yeah.
They want the willingness of the government to say, come home. They want the seriousness of the government to invest what it requires in the academic sojourn of the kids.
And John, let me tell you something. This is my third campus visit for my baby. She had, at least I didn't have to do second semester in high school. Her high school year finished before December. She only had one semester in a senior year. She had been going to college or dual enrollment. My baby is brilliant, and I can brag about that. We visited Emory. I love Emory, but she says too close to me. I'm a helicopter mom. She didn't want to be close to me. She wants to go to Howard. I said no. She want to go to Harvard. I said no, because she's too far. She's my baby. She's shelter. I just want her to go far. So we had an opportunity to go look at another university. John, tear rolled down. I mean, every time I go, I get that tear rolled down my eyes. I think it was this morning or yesterday morning where I saw the children of LU protesting. And somebody asked, is that the only thing they're able to do? And I asked the person, is the school open? Why wouldn't they protest? Where I've seen, even the university that I went to a private university, a Christian university in Rome, in Georgia, okay? You can eat off the floor. We went to the cafeteria, okay? And they have segments. The kids can grab the food, they can go study. They got free tutoring from children in the quiet upperclassmen, okay? Bathroom, you can eat off the floor. But you put our children in a dungeon, okay? In dirt. And you say they're protesting. Why would they protest? You treat them the animals. Why wouldn't they act the animals? What do we have
But
to do?
Yasini, you see, the thing about that, it's like everything has become so politicized. How many of those children were protesting? They have divided it into soup and Prozac instead of looking for university students trying to achieve their goal.
John, they can't see. I mean, every night I remember when Donald Trump went on Liberty Campus and people threw shoes at him, okay? They can't protest. The children got scholarships, okay? They're talking to my daughter and they're telling her, my daughter want to be a neurosurgeon, okay? What do you want to study? There's scholarship for you to do research. In fact, from the onset, even at just an entry coming into college, if you are interested in research, the professor that will work with you, where you focus on, you can start from the day you enter. There will be upperclassmen that will lead you the way, okay? You walk in the place. Look, John, there's no way as a female, okay, that I'm wearing a 5-inch heel. I am dressed up. It don't matter the price of the clothes. My makeup is uptight. My head is done. That you start yelling at me, I'm going to yell back at you. I will keep rocking to my car, okay? On the other hand, if I have not eaten, if I don't know when my next meal is going to come, the moment you say something to me, John, I will start questioning you back. It's just human nature. That's what is happening in Liberia. The kids have nothing. Look at the school. How can one child be in school? Some of the kids that I met 7 years ago, some whom school fees have paid, they can't graduate. The school open, the school close. The school open, the school close. The school open. And it's like sabotage.
But you know my frustration with that, Yasini? During elections, it is these same children that spread themselves all around and fighting for who will pay them more in the campaign, instead of them being so focused on their future that they can even campaign for the most qualified person for free. They're looking for the highest bidder.
Do we know who we are? Do we know?
That's the problem.
Yes. Do we know?
John, do we even have a plan for our own life? You understand? So that's the issue. That's the issue. So until we identify who we are as a person or as a people, and then have a goal in life.
But John, don't that start from whom?
Huh?
Don't that okay? So I'm a middle grade educator. Okay. From elementary school, the teachers, before they send these kids to me, they have been assessing these children, the strength.
From which school?
From elementary school.
You have seen the elementary school back home?
I'm talking here. I don't teach back home. I never taught
No, but that's what you're talking about, Sonny. Because the formative years of the child is from 0 to 12.
Right.
And they get the worst form of foundation. What you expect them to be thinking about? That's the place you train the child's mind, and you know that. And because what they can do here, even for those children who come from poor family, and they can get breakfast in the morning and lunch.
We do. In fact,
from which money that are used to do that? Isn't that a part of the budget that they gave to the state?
Yeah, John, but let me tell you something. Even as a teacher, that we don't make much money, but we make okay. Okay. There are always food in my drawers. there are always pencils or supplies in my drawers that when a child shows up, all you got to do is give it back or keep it. Every
Exactly.
Monday, my homeroom, I poured out about 31 pencils. I'm not going to give you pencil for the rest of the week because other classes will do the same. But I have supplies. If a kid is hungry, sometimes they don't have food, or they come to school late, they can always go to the cafeteria and get food. So their food. Some of the children, when they're going home on the weekend, we collect food that those who are struggling, they care home. Yes, people in Liberia, there are people in America that are struggling. We do. We take care of
But
our
they
babies.
don't know that. Some of the children got no food to eat at their home. They come to school just because they can eat.
Yes. And during the corona, that's why the busters used to visit every neighborhood and make sure there was breakfast, there was lunch for those kids. They would drop it off.
And so then all of this conversation, Yacine, it leads us to where we are. What kind of leaders are we choosing?
Yes.
But the leaders we choose will determine the way we think of ourselves. You understand? I got a policy in my personal life. I don't give somebody what I can't use. If it's not good enough for me, I will not give it to somebody.
Correct.
All right? The other day I was in Liberia. I mean, our Liberian people find mattresses on the street here.
Yeah.
Fill up containers and send it to Liberia and sell them for $200, $300. It pissed me off. It's like you got no respect for your people.
Yep.
You find mattresses that you don't even know who was sleeping on it.
Yep.
And you come and sell it to your people. You fill a container and send it home, and then you say, "I got business, I got store." I mean, that's the quality of society we have. We don't even respect the humanity of each other.
And because we think we know better, so the rest of the people to help with them. And that's where we're talking about with this young man. To already build a building that he will live in, although he didn't grow up in it. He grew up on the farm. He did. But John, you came late. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes.
But let me just say something about these people.
No, you got 5 minutes. Go ahead.
This so-called house impact. Liberian people, you stop letting people fool you. You can go and read your constitution for yourself. And Yacine, I said something to Sekuden the other day. You try to at least take 1 hour, and every radio station should do it, to discuss the constitution of this country until you go from page 1 to
but
the last page.
John, I do. I've been doing that for
it will
9 years.
It will help people to understand what their rights and duties are.
Yes.
The Constitution said there is no quorum if the legally elected speaker is not present.
It's not present. Yes. Say that again, John.
You can go sit together as a group, but it cannot be called a quorum.
A quorum, yes.
Unless the speaker is present. So you stop letting somebody fool you, or the president trying to play with words. I will work with a quorum. He's telling you that he doesn't respect the Supreme Court decision. You stop tolerating that kind of stuff. You understand? They're trying to say, oh, that means they must send all the money they get in. You know what? The president had an option to use 1/12 of the budget while he waits for the people to settle the problem in the House.
Exactly.
He chose to deal with the illegal majority group, which he knew was illegal. He gave them the budget. So if anybody need to pay anything back, let him start paying for his trips. Let him start paying for the cars they just bought for him. Let him
Exactly.
start paying for his salary back. He and his people who work in the executive. The justices, they don't have to know where their pay come from. And every government official, if you work, you must get paid.
You must get paid. Yeah, exactly.
So if these people got paid, it got nothing to do with the government. I mean, and where it came from.
Where
The
it came from.
president who controls the budget took the budget and gave it to an illegal group. If I got something for Yasindi, and instead of giving it to Yasindi, I come to her house and saw somebody passing in front of her gate. And I said, oh, the thing for Yasindi, oh, and yeah. If the person take it and go away with it, who's responsible? Is it Yasini or is it me? It is me because I gave it to somebody who I had no business giving it to. So you stop letting people fool you, my people. The people think you're stupid. That's why they keep on playing with words. When they twist it this side, they carry this side, now they file for re-argument. But you know my argument there, Yasini, this case was decided since December.
That is correct.
So re-argument about what? The only thing they did the other day was to explain what they said in December.
In December, because a lot of people.
So there was not a case.
Yeah, a lot of people could not explain it. The Minister
No,
of
they
Justice
choose
gave
not.
a lot. No.
They choose not to explain it because
the Minister of
Arthur
Justice
Vera,
gave a
they
lie.
could go and define it. They choose not. They let themselves be confused by these same crooked people. And this is the thing you Liberian people got to try your hardest to stop letting people play with your mind. Stop, like even dogs. You keep on teasing them, they get mad and start barking. What the hell? People gotta keep on treating you the same way. You keep on voting for them. Why? You can't choose differently. It's frustrating, Yasini. And like I told you the other day, for me, I retire. I'm done. I'm not going to be bothered. I'm too old to be playing around for people to go every day and vote for what would be worse for them. You know, that's just too frustrating for me. So it was good talking to you, and I hope we can do it another time.
John, keep talking. We're still listening to you. Keep talking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Then so you keep on, stay focused. This thing got nothing to do with Fonati Kofa. It got all to do with what's going to happen in your country. Whether you people are going to start fighting again or you people are going to start building again. Because if these people keep on circumventing the Constitution, they're talking about Joe Howard said there will be chaos. Of course, if you keep on pushing people to the wall, there will be chaos. Because not everybody's going to take it. You might have some stupid people who think they're dog, but they got other people who think they're not. So you people got to stand up. Stand up for your children. Stand up for your families. Stand up and speak up. These people think you're stupid. And as long as you let people tell you about, it will bring war. December 7, June 7, when the CDC was not even 6 months in office, this same United Party joined other people and they had a demonstration, no war came. So that, 12 years after war going to come? Just stop it. Just stop it. If Joseph Boca is scared, let him do the right thing. A United Party is afraid of you, let them do the right thing. Because all that they do, your life is on the line. If Joseph Boca can go buy 3 cars for 1.2 million, your school's supposed to have chalk, it's supposed to have paper, it's supposed to have bench. Instead of worrying about all kind of foolishness, worry about that. Get mad about that. And stop letting these people use you. because you deserve better. And unless you know that you deserve better, like the Yasini said in the beginning, do you know yourself? Who are you? Who are you? You somebody's dog? You somebody's slave? In your own country, somebody must treat you like a slave? I refuse to accept that. And it hurts me for you. Because even in these United States, nobody do it to me. So you need to stop it and do better for your children's sake. So Yasini, thank you.
Okay. Okay. John, thank you so much. Folks, Liberian, do we know who we are? Out of the rebel comes Burkina Faso. A young man, only 24 years old. In less than 2 years, have changed the wind, the tide of the wind, the direction of the wind. The word he has woken up the word. Somebody like Akon is talking about him. Beyonce talking about him. 50 Cent is talking about him. The whole of the Black American community in this world is talking about him. South Africa is talking about him. That's what he's done. Service, vision, patriotism. That's what it takes. And when somebody tells you, lower your expectation, they're telling you they don't care about you. They are not lowering their expectation. They're making millions. The children are fine. They can get on the plane whenever. When they're sick, they can leave the place. Walker's wife was sick. Did he tell you your wife left her in Ghana for almost a month and a half for treatment? No, because JFK is not good enough. This is a man who was fainting and going to LY Hospital that other people have to pay for. This is a man that George Weah have to pick up and send for treatment to stay alive. But he's not fixing the hospitals. He's not fixing the schools. Yesterday, the world told us Burkina Faso were poor. The Sahel is poor, it's desert. For over, we call it slash and burn and over glazing because the animal were eating it. And the desert is coming in. This young man has brought in renewed hope and working the word. Tomorrow is a protest around the world for Burkina Faso. But I want to end with the John, thank you so much for availing yourself. We have to continue to educate our people. Liberians, you all must understand this. The best of us don't just leave America to come to Liberia for a job. He was 34 when he took over. He turned 37. He was 34 when he turned over. 34. The best of us who got jobs, who have career, who work in our field, who have paid our dues, who are competitive, we just don't pack our store and come looking for a job. We don't hustle like that. And the best of us, like what we need, the lady Akinsayo or Asaya that was the finance, she didn't just, when she saw that this did not align with her because she knows who she was, she packed her and left. When Dr. George Gompu saw that things were not aligned the way he wanted, he packed her and left because he could come back to the US and work. He didn't have to put his character on the line. That's what we're asking you. So when the people tell you to come from America, what job were they doing? You can call. You can verify they want to. Not all one day I'll be showing on Facebook all day long just to run to Liberia to suck you dry. Do you know who you are? So, when Alexander comments on Einstein said, you can do the same thing over and over and expect different results. He's not talking about him because you're bringing it back to him. It's you who have the power. Because in Article 1, it states all power is inherent in the people. You who have the power to elect your leader, you continue to do the same thing over and over based on tribe, based on political party, based on your region, and anticipate different results. So to end, I said to some of you who have been reaching out to me after your election, I don't abuse people and I don't take abuse. Once you make mistake and abuse and try to abuse me or disrespect me, I cut you off. I don't care your tribe. I don't care your gender. I don't care your political party. I don't, because I don't abuse people. I'm not used to that. I've been married for decades. My husband don't raise his voice at me. He never called me names. And we have 4 children. I want you to know that. And I grew up in a house where my mother empowered me, where my father protected me. So you're used to your abuse, you'll stay with it. No, I'm not coming. There's no agenda there for me. I just want you to know that. John, God bless. I'm gonna close with this song. Ibrahim Traore.
Thank you.
Okay.
And
Thank
thank
you so
you,
much,
Liberian
John.
people. You have a nice day.
Good day, John. Thank you so much.
All right.
Wow. Where's Aka?
Ibrahim Traore, son of the land, a soldier so brave.
I have no copyright to this.
Ibrahim Traore, the people rise, stand by your way. Ibrahim Traore, strong as a king. Ibrahim Traore, the people sing. Ibrahim Traore, Africa stands. Ibrahim Traore, we rise again. Oh, Ibrahim Traore, Ibrahim Traore, Ibrahim Traore, history.
Ibrahim Traore, a young man with service, a heart of his nation, and the love of his people, and a vision to change their lives. That's why he took. Thank you, Brother Joe. Welcome. Vision, patriotism, service. That's all it takes. It does not matter the heart of the leader. It does not matter their age. It does not matter their experience. If you have the vision, you have the heart, and you're a patriot, you will gather the necessary. You know, like a lot of people, you'll say you're Christian. Solomon was there when his father passed on. But guess what? The father had a blueprint. Solomon found the people. He found the people that will build the temple for God. That's what Solomon did. You saw a king yesterday. Dubai was called the Desert Kingdom. He turned it into oasis in less than 20 years. 18 months. This is 18 months worth of work, folks. 18 months. 18 months. Liberian people, 18 months. They're telling you, manage your expectation. 18 months. This is 18 months. 18 months. 18 months. They're not building you a hut.
In another inspiring scene, elderly citizens of Burkina Faso were seen marching through the streets in full support of Captain Ibrahim Traore. Their demonstration was a powerful statement that what the Western media portrays about the young captain is far from reality. When the very people who should be the most vulnerable are boldly standing with their leader, what does that say about the true narrative in Burkina Faso?
And we have no copyright.
Why then does the West continue to push a distorted story about a man clear?
We know how the story is told. We know the control of the media. Folks, watch Al Jazeera, watch BBC, and on social media, we have Burkina Bees all over on social media, on Twitter. Create a village. We are in a global village. We are in a technological village. Find information. Do not allow these people pick up Patrice Lumumba, okay? Carry him, incinerate him. You know why they return him? The gold teeth that he had. But they didn't tell you that Leopold unalive, torture unalive about 10 or more million Africans. When you work and you get tired, you can't work anymore, they cut out your limbs. One day, the next time, I will play some of the video here because they're recording. They're recording history. We call their leadership in Africa indirect rules. Okay, there were 3 types of rule when it came to the imperialists. There were direct rule, there were indirect rule, and there was settler rule. They settle in, okay, and they manage, or in fact, and they in the people's own country. Then some that were not there, they put their own African people in charge, and they drill the people as slaves. Okay, then they have one that they did from afar. Okay, we talk about what Hitler did to the Jews. These people left their continent, came to your continent. You know, I listened to this white person that was talking and say, African biggest weakness is the meekness, the kindness, the ability to open a door for people, but we don't open our door for each other. We open our door. All you got to say in the country, the Mandingo are coming, and they will vote a killer for you, and they will vote a liar for you. They will vote some words I can't say. They will vote them for you. That's all you have to say. Their own brothers. The Mana people, most of them have the origin right there from Guinea. So does the Mandingo and Mali. The Kram people right there from Ivory Coast. All of us are from the Malian Empire. Or some sort of empire. All of us from the same continent. When you enter America, you can go anywhere in America. You can go to anywhere in North America. They don't have borders. They don't. When you go to Europe, you got American passport. You can go to any Schengen country. But if you don't, you have American passport, you can only transit in one Schengen country. And then we build this world. You know, the last I studied intra-African trade was less than 5%. How we trade among ourselves. Majority of our trade is within China and in Africa. Next, Europe. Third, America. Imagine that. The people come to our country, they collect all our logs, our ebony, mahogany. They carry it, they process it. Your leader then go buy it with the stolen money. I'm going to say good night. I got to go finish my test. Your good night, everyone. Anthony, thank you for staying on. God bless. We stayed longer than we anticipated. Thank you. Folks, I'm going to leave you with Eka Traoré. Okay. I'm going to leave you with this. This is not me. This is Eka. Hopefully this is not blocked. Thank you. Folks, please share and good night. Do we know who we are? Liberians, do you know what your constitution say? What I'm going to do every time I come on here, we're going to start with one article. And those articles I will get. Folks, a little bit, you know, I say a lot, but I need to tell you, okay? I'm a cross-trained woman. I have a background in telecommunication and electronics, master's in applied science, an MBA, pre-law, MAT. Okay, so I can knock my chest. I earned them all. Okay, so I can speak to these things. Good night, everyone. So we'll go with this.
Ibrahim Traore, the people changing area. The streets of Waka, your name is loud. Ibrahim Traore, standing tall and proud. You carry the hope, you fight for the land. Ibrahim Traore, with a strong guiding hand. The winds of change are blowing strong. Ibrahim told it. We've waited so long. With courage, with faith, you lead the fight. Ibrahim told it. For freedom and rights. Ibrahim